While most of us have been going about our day, a new kind of arms race has been quietly heating up. We're not talking about faster jets or bigger ships. We're talking about a race to build a machine that could literally change the world as we know it. And it all boils down to one single question. Yeah, that's the big one. Everyone in tech, in government, in finance is asking, who is actually winning the race for the computer of the future? And a whole string of recent announcements coming out of China suggest they're not just in the race, they're a massive contender.
So what is this tech at the heart of it all? It's called quantum AI. And listen, this isn't just about a faster computer chip. It's a totally different way of thinking about computation. We're basically taking the bizarre, mind-bending rules of quantum physics and smashing them together with artificial intelligence. The goal? To create tools that can solve problems we once thought were, well, permanently impossible.
Okay, so what's the big deal? Why is this race for tomorrow's computers so unbelievably important? Well, because the stakes are just incredibly high. This is so much more than just building a faster machine. Think about it. The nation that gets this right first could get a huge, maybe even insurmountable advantage in humanity's most critical fields. We're talking about completely revolutionizing how we discover new medicines, creating climate models that are actually accurate, rewriting the rules of finance, and, of course, gaining a major upper hand in national security. So how is China tackling a challenge this massive? Well, their strategy is really sophisticated. You can think of it as a three-pronged attack on the very limits of what's computable. They know there's probably no single magic bullet here, so they're coming at it from multiple angles at once. And this is what makes their playbook so smart. They aren't betting the farm on one single approach. They're pushing forward on three different paths. First, you've got the superconducting route with their Zhuchangzi 3.0 chip, which uses these super-cooled circuits. Then there's the photonic path with the Zhuzhong 3.0 system, which actually computes using particles of light. And finally, they've built a more practical, light-based engine called OFE2, which is kind of like a bridge technology to help with AI tasks right now. It's a classic strategy. Spread your bets, minimize your risk, and maximize your chances of hitting that breakthrough.
And the results they're getting are just staggering. Get this. Their Zhuchangji 3.0 chip reportedly blew past Google's Sycamore processor, which was a huge benchmark in the field, by 6 orders of magnitude. That's not a small step. That's a jaw-dropping, colossal leap in power. We're talking about the potential to solve a problem in seconds that would take our best supercomputers today thousands of years to crack.
Okay, so all this incredible power has been unlocked, but what's it actually for? This is where we get away from the abstract tech and into the real, tangible problems that quantum AI is being built to solve. Let's take drug discovery. Our current computers, as powerful as they are, really struggle to accurately simulate how complex molecules will interact with each other. It's a huge bottleneck. But here's the magic of quantum computers. They operate on the exact same quantum principles as those molecules. So for them, simulating these systems is natural. It's what they were born to do. And just to give you a sense of this scale here, experts have said that to accurately model a relatively simple molecule, like penicillin, well, you'd need a classical computer that's impossibly large. We couldn't build it. So quantum computing isn't just doing the math better, it's changing the entire game. And it's not just about medicine, not by a long shot. We're talking about predicting crazy weather events with pinpoint accuracy, designing brand new materials from the atomic level up, like imagine self-healing plastics or super efficient batteries. And in finance, finding the one perfect trading strategy in a chaotic sea of data. It's a game changer across the board. So the big question is, how did China get here? I mean, this level of progress doesn't just happen by accident. It's the result of a massive, coordinated national mission, a blend of top-down strategy and incredible bottom-up innovation. And it really does start right at the top. President Xi Jinping has publicly made it a national priority to build an independent, controllable tech ecosystem. When you have that level of political commitment, it drives a huge coordinated push into these deep tech fields like quantum, AI. And that political talk is backed up by some very, very serious money. In early 2025, China launched a national AI industry investment fund. The initial pot, over $8 billion. And that's just one piece of a much bigger financial machine designed to fuel this kind of long-term, high-risk research. But there's a huge elephant in the room: U.S. sanctions. They're specifically designed to cut China off from the world's most advanced semiconductor chips. So the crucial question becomes, can all that money and all that political will actually overcome such a massive roadblock? Well, the answer turned out to be pretty surprising. The sanctions, in a way, might have actually supercharged their domestic industry. When huge Chinese companies like Baidu couldn't buy NVIDIA chips anymore, they had no choice but to turn to homegrown alternatives. And the result? An absolute explosion of growth for local firms like Camercon. Their revenue shot up by over 4,000%. The restrictions basically forced their domestic innovation into hyperdrive.
So as we look to the future, it's pretty clear that nothing is guaranteed. It's really important to have a balanced, clear-eyed view of where China stands, recognizing their incredible strengths, but also the very real challenges that are still ahead of them.
The whole situation is really a study in contrasts. On one hand, you have this massive government backing, world-class research universities, a huge domestic market hungry for this tech. But on the flip side, they're dealing with a global shortage of talent, major technical hurdles in making these quantum systems reliable, and, for now, a performance gap with top Western AI chips and software.
But here's the bottom line. The quantum era isn't some far-off science fiction concept anymore. It's dawning right now, as we speak. China has very strategically and very deliberately positioned itself as a major power in this new world. And that leaves us with one final and really crucial question. Who is ultimately going to define this new transformative age of computing?